Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Jeremy. This is my wife Selwa. We are the creators of 24/6. Welcome to our channel. If you haven't been here before, if you have, welcome back. It has been a while. We figured that we would not wait an entire year, so we waited 11 months to post this next video here. But so tonight we are sipping on a Merlot from Scout and Cellar. If you're not familiar with this segment of our channel, we sip on our beverage of choice. So if you have anything with you, grab a glass and let's sip and chat. So last time we spoke, we had dry farm wines, but we recently switched to a new company, same style of wines, right? Very natural, no added sulfites, no added sugars, vegan, so you don't have to worry about the pork gelatin issue as well with this. It's Scout and Cellar, and they have more variety, which is why we switched them. Dry Farms was great, but they have most of their wines came from, what was it?
I think it was France and Austria.
France, right? Austria, and then Italy. Mm-hmm. And then with Scout and Cellar, you have more. They have more areas where they get their wine from. So if you haven't checked them out, check them out. They're great. And if you don't know an affiliate, we have somebody. We don't we don't sell the wine, but we know somebody who could.
And I'll actually put a link below the video.
Sounds good. Let's do that. So
in case anybody wants to.
Last time we spoke, which was almost a year ago, I know you guys might be expecting a video on all about food. What is food? What is it like to eat a biblically clean diet? And a lot has happened since our last video, so we're actually going to pivot a little. We're going to get to pivot. We're going to get to the discussion of food and what actually is food in these day and times, which could be pretty confusing, even though it shouldn't be. But when we left off last time, it was my no sugar diet and being on that for roughly 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm. And talked about how you overcame candida by going on a no sugar diet. That was the last episode. And then we ended that episode by saying that we were going to talk about what food is. But as you mentioned, we have decided to go in a different direction because a lot of stuff's happened since then. And I would say that's part of the reason why we haven't recorded in so long. Because we've been on kind of a roller coaster with our health journey and just trying to figure things out. And we didn't feel, at least I don't know if you felt this way, but I didn't feel qualified to get on camera and talk to a bunch of people about health and how to be healthy and how to improve your health when I myself was still suffering with a lot of health issues. So we're going to be talking about a lot of that as we move forward.
In this video and videos to come as well. And one thing the whole experience has taught us is that health is a journey, and it's not like you get to a specific destination and that's it. It seems like there's always something more to learn and to discover. And so that's something that's very important to keep in mind as you work to live a healthy life and, just trying to know what health actually is. So when we left off on the last video, I talked about the no sugar diet. And so after I did that for about 3 years, I started to slowly introduce somewhat of a normal diet, some natural sugars into my diet and everything. But the candida die-off was gone. I wasn't having psoriasis on my knuckles, no outbreak and rashes. But I was still dealing with some issues, and most of it was low mood, fatigue, and occasionally I would break out in hives, right? Didn't know why.
Still break out in hives every now and then, and there was no rhyme or reason to it. It just randomly happened. You'd wake up and have a hives outbreak.
Right. I was also dealing with some gut issues as well. Just I felt bloated. I was holding on to weight that I couldn't lose, even though I was working out, and I was working out, 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week, and pretty long workouts as well. And so that was new to me. And I know people say, oh, well, you get older and your metabolism slows down, but I don't typically adhere to that kind of thinking. I don't think that just, your body starts, your metabolism breaks down or whatever. And now my metabolism seemed fine too, because I would still get, hungry pretty quickly after eating and stuff like that, but I just holding on to weight. So, and you looked into it, you were looking into stuff too, right? Because you wanted to have a healthy pregnancy.
Yeah, so I was pregnant with our fourth, and I wanted to just have a healthy pregnancy. It wasn't like I was feeling bad necessarily, but I had 3 babies, and we were planning on I had 3 babies at home. We were planning on having the fourth at home as well, and I just wanted to make sure that I was healthy and there weren't any issues. And I also was interested in how to do that without taking a bunch of supplements and vitamins, especially synthetic vitamins, because a lot of women, when they're pregnant, are told to take prenatal vitamins, but most prenatal vitamins are synthetic. So I actually never took prenatal vitamins with any of my pregnancies. I always took like whole food based supplements and never the synthetic stuff. So a friend of ours had recommended that we consult with an HTMA practitioner.
And what does HTMA stand for?
HTMA is hair test mineral analysis. So what you do is you get a sample of your hair and you send it into a lab and they analyze it. And when it comes back, your results basically tell you what minerals you're deficient in and what minerals you have excess of and how those minerals work together. Basically, it lets you know if you have like an imbalance as far as the minerals go. And so
deficiencies and
yeah. So it's not only important that you have the right level of those minerals, but their ratio and their balance are important too. And I don't know like the ins and outs of it because I'm not a practitioner.
There's a lot that goes into it, and we're still learning, but every single mineral that's in your body has a specific purpose and they interact with other minerals, and if you're deficient in one, it could affect your absorption of another. So they each play vital roles in the body and work together, and we got that done, and we had our consultations. I wanted to know what kind of issues I was dealing with, just because the whole
the
candida stuff, and I felt like I was over it as far as like I didn't have die-off symptoms and I felt somewhat better, but I was still dealing with those issues that I discussed earlier. And what I learned in that consultation was that I had pretty much been copper deficient, which probably my entire life is what the specialist said, and that is important, and it's related to candida because copper is actually a natural antifungal. So if I'm deficient in copper and I don't have that in my system, it leaves me more susceptible to having candida yeast infection and imbalance. So learned that was the major mineral for me, was copper. There were some other ones as well that I was deficient in, and a lot of that was because I was deficient in copper.
Yeah, we were given just a list of different minerals and foods that we could eat to increase those minerals, because you really want to get most of your minerals and vitamins from most of your nutrients really from food, instead of taking a whole bunch of supplements. And we'll talk more about that in future episodes, because that's definitely something that I think there's a lot of misconceptions around what health is. And a lot of people think that if you're taking a whole bunch of natural supplements that you're healthier than the person who's taking pharmaceuticals. but that might not be the case. But we'll get into more of that later. We really just wanted to spend this episode talking a little bit about minerals and what we've learned about them, and how that's led to decisions that we've made through our health journey and some of the things that we're doing. Most people are magnesium deficient, copper deficient, and iron toxic. Which is interesting because
it often appears as if you're low in iron.
Well, yeah, right? And a lot of practitioners will tell you that you need to take iron. I was told that through all my pregnancies. You need more iron, you need more iron. You need to eat red meat. You need to take, what is the supplement? Is it Floridix or... I don't know what
something
it's called.
Like that.
Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, there's some iron supplement. It's natural. But I was actually told not to take that when we consulted with this person who got us on the protocol that we are on now. So we started kind of doing some of the stuff that we were told we should do to get our mineral levels back into balance. Yeah, but I don't think we ever really fully implemented.
I was low in boron and lithium, so
we started taking those.
The copper, it was the beef liver capsules.
Started taking beef liver capsules because we didn't want to eat beef liver because ew, it's gross.
And also, cod liver capsules as well.
Yep.
So we were doing that, and did I mention boron?
Yeah, you mentioned boron. You were also low in sodium.
Yep.
Was another interesting thing because
low in sodium, low in magnesium, and she would always get on my case because I would always put like a bunch of salt on my on my food because my body was craving sodium because I was deficient in it. And so after I had the consultation with the specialist, she told me, she goes, you go ahead, you salt your plates and you do it without care. But yeah, so that was interesting. And so we were implementing some things, but there was still a lot that we didn't know. And so I don't feel like we were doing it to, the fullness of what we should have been.
And we were still somewhat on a low sugar diet too.
Yeah, we were still...
you didn't want more candida flare-ups.
Right. I was still on a low sugar diet. What I was told was, 22 grams of sugar was the recommended daily amount that an average male wants to take in. And I think it's like 24 is what they say for women, but I don't even think that's... We'll get into that, but I don't think that's really
we don't
necessary.
Really adhere to that anymore.
Yeah. Again, we'll get into all that soon, but and then so we were doing those protocols, taking those supplements and minerals and stuff, and we started to feel better. I started to feel better. We also did the Adrenal Cocktails.
Mm-hmm. It was basically just water with salt and
citrus like lemon or lime. We did lime.
Mm-hmm.
And then
the citrus was for the vitamin C.
40,000 volts.
40,000 volts, which is
from trace minerals.
Yeah, it's a liquid mineral supplement that contains sodium, potassium, magnesium, and boron, I believe. Mm-hmm. So it's like an electrolyte liquid mineral supplement. So we were putting that in our water with lime juice and salt.
Drinking it throughout the day
to try and get those mineral levels up.
Right.
And he did start to feel better. I remember you saying that you started to feel better. And I did too for a little while.
Energy started coming back, yeah.
But then I started to get an eczema-like rash on my hands. And it didn't make any sense to me. I was like, where did this come from? I've never had this before. I've always been healthy. And it scared me a little bit because I remember what you went through with your candida and the psoriasis on your hands. And so I was freaking out like, oh my gosh, do I have psoriasis? Do I have candida? Do I have to completely change my diet? Because you had to, it took you 3 years and you cut out so many different foods. And I was just like, I don't want to do that. He's got the willpower, but I do not want to cut out all those foods. So it just kind of made me second guess everything we were doing, and I stopped. I was like, I'm not taking any more supplements. I'm done with the cod liver. I'm done with the beef liver. Like, we have to figure this out, because I was actually thinking that what we were doing could have possibly been the cause of the rash.
Right. And it called a bunch of things into question. Like, maybe we're not doing the right thing.
And it lingered for over a year. I had it. And I was putting topical antifungal creams on my hands, like just trying to get rid of it. And it did actually go away in some places, but it was persistent in other places on my right hand. I had it on both hands. The left hand actually completely went away after I started using the topical creams, but the right hand I couldn't cure. So, after that, somebody shared a video, which I'm also going to link below this video so you guys can go and check it out. It's called The Bread of Life by Sue Becker. It's about an hour-long teaching.
Some of you have probably already
seen it.
If you haven't, definitely check it out.
Yeah. So that's the segue into our next episode. We're gonna stop here. In the next episode, we'll talk more about the bread of life and kind of where that video led us in our health journey.
And the next step in our journey to ultimate health.
All right, so that's it for this episode. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure you hit the subscribe button if you liked what you heard and you want to see more of our videos. We're going to be doing more sip and chats. We've got a whole series planned out talking about our health journey and some of the things that we've been doing. I know a lot of people have said that they're interested in learning more about what we've been doing, and we both feel great. I feel amazing. I feel better than I've felt in a long time.
Absolutely, yeah, me too. So you're definitely not going to want to miss the next segments we have up. Going over our health journey, our biblical health journey.
Yeah, so hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell as well so that you can get notified when we release new episodes.
Catch you on the next one.
Bye.